What the fuck just happened? Why did we stop being so happy? Can you remember when you were like 5 years old? It depends on how old you are, but around 10 to 12 years ago. Do you remember how easy life was? How easy you had fun? You were playing with your Legos, you were just hanging outside, you were getting hurt, playing on your bicycle. You can just imagine. I can imagine how I was having fun at my grandparents' house. My family used to leave me there in summer vacations because they didn't want to just take care of me when I was little. And I was at my grandparents' house and I was just bored out of my mind. I was sitting on the couch looking at a TV that had no channels. The TV was blank. It was like a blue TV. And it wasn't one of those really new TVs. It was like that big box TV. And I was just laying on the couch, being extremely bored. Then I would just walk around the house, not knowing what to do. I was just going outside, maybe having a bicycle to play with, a ball to shoot at, but nothing. I had nothing. And I was the happiest guy on earth. That was the period when I was the happiest, when I had nothing to do. First of all, my name is Stefan, and I'm a leader of young men that are striving to become the best version of themselves. If you're willing to put in the work and to destroy your competition by improving your mental health, click on the first link in the description to join my free community, and click on the subscribe button to see more videos like this pop on your home feed. So, see you in the community, bro. We are fucked, bro. We are genuinely fucked. All of our happiness levels are continuing to go down, and it feels like we're fighting an invisible force. In this video, I will tell you, step by step, how to be happier. I know it's a deep topic and it's hard. Like a huge topic and it's very individual. But this is the thing that has helped me to start being a lot more happy and to enjoy life more. I told you already how my life was. How I was playing at my grandparents' house, being super bored. And let me tell you how truly boring life was. So, the best moment for me was when I was swinging on the neighbor's swing. That's how boring my life was. I had so much fun when I was spending time outside with my brothers, when they were with me as well. Some of the times they weren't with me, but when they were by my side, I felt as I could do a lot more. Everything changed as soon as I grew up. I was sitting in the kitchen and I was eating the food that my grandma cooked. It was delicious, but I couldn't pay attention. My grandma was next to me. She was eating as well, and she tried to speak with me, but I was mindlessly hooked to something else. I felt the food coming into my mouth, but I didn't really taste it. She could have fed me poison. I could have known because I wasn't even looking at the food. My eyes were going somewhere else. And they weren't going to a random girl I saw on the street, of course not. I was hooked and I was looking at the TV. And there wasn't even interesting stuff on the TV, bro. There were ads. I was hooked to watching ads. My family, my dad, bought a TV and he put it in the kitchen so we would have something to watch while we were eating. And that changed everything for me. Whenever I was going to my grandparents' house, I stopped hanging out outside. I stopped swinging on the swing. I started watching TV. Day in and day out, watch the TV. I was missing out on sleep because I had to watch the TV. I couldn't stop to be glued to that. My eyes couldn't look somewhere else. Ironically, my happiness levels declined as well. The more time I spent watching the TV, the less my happiness levels were. So do you see the fucking problem? Do you see the problem? My dad thought that having the TV while eating was a good idea to have something to do. But that literally defeated the whole purpose of me being at my grandparents' house because I had a TV when I was going home. I had the TV at home. I had like their phones. I didn't have a phone myself, but I had their phones to play with at home. I had my Xbox to play on at home. So the times I was at my grandparents' house was kind of a detox time. Was a time with no Wi-Fi, no internet, no Xbox, no TV, no nothing. But my dad brought the technology into their home as well. I started hating my time there because before having the TV, that place was kind of sacred. The place I could go to and not think about my day-to-day stuff, school and bad friends and all this. It was my escape. But as soon as my dad brought the TV in the kitchen, I was reminded every single morning, as soon as I was waking up, of the life home, of what I could have gotten. I was waking up in the morning and I was watching TV. First thing in the morning. I wasn't eating because I wanted to watch the TV. So I started hating my life there because I was getting a glimpse of my life home, of my life from home, right there, with that TV. And I was missing my Xbox, and I was missing my friends, and I was missing school, just being social in general. I stopped being outside. I stopped doing the things that were making me feel happy because I had to be glued to that TV. So I'm not saying you should go to your grandparents' house in the middle of the woods and not have Wi-Fi and technology and signal to your phone. I'm not saying to do that. But do you see the problem? Do you see why I stopped being so happy? Because I started getting devices. As soon as I got my phone, my happiness levels started declining year by year, day by day. And you might say, oh, but phones are really good for you, right? Do you think scrolling 12 hours on TikTok is good, is healthy? Do you think playing video games every single minute of the day is healthy? Do you think sacrificing sleep for this internet thing is healthy? Of course not. So is it a fucking coincidence that times we were the most happiest were when we were childs, when we had no devices, no phones, no tablets? Of course, it depends on how old you are. Because some people, some kids are being raised with phones in their hand. My 2-year-old son, I don't have a fucking son. My 2-year-old brother is addicted to the TV, to Cocomelon, to YouTube, to his phone. He can't eat without using my mother's phone. He always just asks for the phone. So it depends on how old you are. But if you're a bit older, you know how beautiful life was when you had no devices, no phones. The peak happiness was when we were playing the Snake game on those old Nokia phones. That was like the only glimpse we could have in the technology thing, because the phones weren't that advanced back then. So what's stopping you from going back just slightly to those old times? You don't have to just get rid of everything in your house, but for a few hours of the day, just limit technology. Close your laptop, close your PC, close your phone, turn off your TV. Why do you have to keep these things open and next to you 24/7? Why do you have to spend 12 hours every single day scrolling on Instagram and TikTok just to hate your life even more? And I know what you're thinking. Oh, I can't really do this because I need to socialize. I need to spend time with my friends. What's stopping you from spending time with those friends in real life? Meeting them face to face, handshaking them in real life, not sending a high five online, sending a voice note. Why do you need to do that? Of course, if that friend lives at the other side of the globe, then it's fine, I understand. But if he's here next to you, if he's like at a 5-minute drive from you, why do you need to speak to him only on the internet? Because it's fine to speak with him, to kind of arrange stuff to meet. But if you're just speaking on the internet, what's the point? You can still socialize without having to use technology. I know, mind-blowing, but it's true. And it's the best socializing you will ever get. A few days ago, I went out with my friends in nature. There's this cool park in my city, and we went there. 3 of us, me and 2 of my friends, we met in person. And guess what? We had the best fun of my life. We saw a big ass fucking branch, like a huge branch, like 3 meters long. And we just picked it up from a tree. It was already dead. We didn't harm any tree, so don't get scared. But we found a big ass branch and we played with it. No devices in sight, no nothing. Just raw human connections, human interactions. Playing with a fucking branch. A 3 meter branch that was 30 kilograms. That's how heavy it was. And we were playing with it. We were play fighting with some sticks. That's how we had fun. And that was the best day of the week. When we met up and we did that one thing. What's stopping you from doing it? Your brain will cope and say, I don't have a park in my city. Bro, hang out in real life. You don't have to go to a park and get a big ass branch. You could, which is like super sick, but you don't have to. You will create so much better bonds just by doing this one thing, meeting up in person. Because the connections you have on the internet are extremely shallow, extremely. But you can make them 100 million times better by meeting up in real person and just bonding in real life. So just get rid of devices. Another thing your brain might say is, oh, I need to have fun. Do you think I didn't have fun when I met up with those friends? Do you think I didn't have fun when I climbed that tree with my friends to get that big ass branch unstuck? I still have some cuts on my hand from when I climbed up the tree. Bruises that are still with me. And bro, I couldn't stop smiling when I was playing with that big ass branch. I still have some photos with me lifting up above myself. One of the thumbnails on my channel is me with that branch above my head. If you are in my community, you saw how big the branch was. Like 3 times as big as me. Over 4 meters, like 3 to 4 meters long. It was huge. And I couldn't help but smile while doing that. You will have more fun if you live life like we used to do 2000 years ago. Being out in the sun, touching grass. When's the last time you touched with your hands grass? I know there's this meme online. Oh, touch grass, bro, touch grass. You Valorant player, bro. But genuinely, when's the last time you did it? When's the last time you tried to do a cartwheel? When's the last time you tried to jump in the air for no reason? You haven't done these things, right? When's the last time you did it? When you were 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old? Coincidentally, when's the last time you were happy? You were truly happy. When you were 6 to 7 years old. Go and climb a fucking... You can't be depressed when you are climbing a tree. When you're hanging from a tree with one hand, you can't be depressed. I know it's very like, oh, suicidal, so you're hanging from the tree. Bro, be serious for a second. You can't be depressed when you're out in nature with the sun touching your skin, your face, with some friends around you, and you have a big ass fucking branch next to you, and you're play fighting with your friends. We found, bro, I just remembered, we found a stick that looked like a baseball bat. And one of my friends found a cone, and we just threw it at each other and tried to hit it with the stick, with a baseball bat. And I was the best out of all of them. I was hitting almost every single one of them. But that's not the point. Bro, we were fucking smiling while doing all of that. One of us were throwing, the other was like shooting, and the last one was catching the ball behind the one that's like shooting. We couldn't help but smile all the damn time. So when's the last time you did something like this with your friends? Never. When's the last time you were truly happy? When you were super young. When you were hanging out with friends and you were playing in the sand and you were just living life. So this is exactly the thing you need to do to start being happier. Remove the damn phones. Remove everything. This fucking technology. Close your laptop, close your TV, close your phone, close your iPad, close everything and live in the moment. I was bored 2 days ago. I closed everything and all I did was be bored. And I felt happy. I let my brain think. This is how I came up with this video idea, by the way. I felt happy while doing that. 99% of people are still depressed. 99% of people are addicted to their phones. Correlation or causation? Trust me, if you spend one day, just one day, detoxing in a sense, not using your phone, being outside, speaking with people, being with your friends, with no phones in sight. That will be the best day you had for like months. Months. And you will never want to go back. So trust me, you can't be depressed when you're in a tree. Another thing I did to stop being so depressed and start being happier is to improve my sleep. So if you want more help with your sleep, you click on the second link in the description to buy my sleep advice, which is super cheap at the moment. Click on the first link in the description to join my community. So see you there, bro. Mwah.